So here we are, we're going to go into the third part of our game. I'm going to go to restart. I'm going to restart a fresh like I did before. And then this time we're going to go and animate the buttons. Wow. So let's think beyond this basic animation here, because this has got some kind of random kind of position for these stars to go into, and we can play around with the locations of these with these stars. And this is like the clone effect that's in Scratch. The thing is though, if we think beyond this one picture, this could be any character, and this could be any special effect for our characters. They could be superheroes, they could be anything you want. They could be this could be just an NPC, which is a non-playing character. This NPC, these non-playing characters, or they're called mobs in Minecraft, so they're NPCs. So these mobs could be just floating around the screen, and then they could be doing anything, but they could also have properties of their own that when you hit them, you lose a point. When you hit them, you could get more points. If you collect 5 of them and hit 5 of them, you get a life up. So this is just a basic version of that. So let's go and see what happens when we're in here. Okay, so it's kept our score, it's kept our kind of code from before to a certain degree. It's still got confetti here, and I want the splatter, so let's go into here. So let's go and have a look. From the sprites, get projectile. This is what I was talking about before. So the projectile, to projectile from my sprites with VX50 and VY50. Now let's not get confused as to what this is. VX is vertical X and vertical Y, and so this up and down, left and right position is where it is on the screen, or where it's going to be. And you can say that you want this character to be in this position all the time, which would be 50-50. It could be at -50, which, so if you look at the cross section, it could be over here in this top right hand corner, top left hand corner, bottom right, bottom left. We can tell it where we want it to be. So, and drop it into the end of the A button. Okay, so let's go into my sprites, and it is the long one here. My projectile, set projectile. So it's going to tell us what picture it is. In this case, it's stars. And you want it to go from my sprite. So my sprite is actually the A button that we've got at the moment. The A button could be anything. It could be a spaceship. Okay. So we would want it at the end of the A button pressed. So we have the A button pressed and the A button released. So when we press it, we want this thing to happen, okay? So it should be going, it's just gone behind me at the moment. If I move this, I know that I'm in that corner. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and just quickly go and move myself over to the other side, like so. It's a bit strange, isn't it? And so I'm going to go and leave myself there, so I'm just underneath the console. And then I just turn myself around so I'm facing the code. So over here, what I'm going to do now is just show us that we're going to go and get these stars, and we're probably going to change the position as well, I'd imagine. Let's go and have a look to see if we're correct. Yes, that's what we're correct. Right, click the empty grey and get a big star from my asset. So we've got a big star, there's big star, and we hit done. Good, that was pretty easy, big star. Okay. Try out our game and see what happens. And this is called testing. So we want to test and see what happens with the controls. Now you can see that the stars are going to one place all the time. Okay, if you're in a shoot 'em up or a space game, you want those to either go all over, or you want them to control with a key, or you want them to be fired out, and if they're heat-seeking missiles, for example, you want them to go towards some kind of enemy. So 50-50 is into the corner like that. Okay, so let's go next. From math category, drag 2 pick random 0 to 10 blocks. Add the first to the VX argument, which is here. Okay, this is the first VX argument. And then we want the second one to go to the VY. Okay, so let's go into our math. category, which is here, you'll notice that these are getting longer and longer as we go through the tutorial. We want 2 of them. Now, as we pull them out into here, it's automatically telling us that these things go together, and we know they go together because they're oval, and the oval pieces go together with oval pieces. Okay, so let's go and put it into oval, and we probably want to change that random 10 to a bigger number, I'd imagine. So let's go and put it into there. Let's go and check our light bulb because it tells us how everything works. And I'm going to go next. Change the range of the first, so the range is the numbers. Change the range from the first to the second block, and then we will move minus 100 to 100. Let's go minus 100 to 100. Okay. And then in the second one, we want the VY to range between minus 50. Remember, you can mess around with these numbers. You can change them however you want. Go and experiment to your heart's content. Minus 100. And that looks like it's going to spray all across the bottom because they're all minus. So this is minus minus, which I think is over the left-hand side. And minus 100, 100, which is probably over this side. So the minus is all down here below this A button. So let's go and see what that looks like. Yes. Okay, let's go next. There you have it. The super clicker game. So we can go and hit A now and see what happens. Okay. Let's go and hit A and see what happens. I'm actually wrong. It's actually going up. So I wonder if we change the numbers around and went 100 minus 100 to anywhere. I wonder if we had the numbers to 200 to 300 to so 100 here to minus 100 here, and this one is pick random to minus 200. Who knows? Let's see, minus 200 as well. Let's go 200. Let's go a positive number in there. Let's see what it does now. See what it does. When we play around with the numbers, we can get them to go anywhere we like. So that gives us a nice idea as to what might happen in an actual game. All right, everyone, that is it for this one. We are complete, and we have got a trophy in level 2. As always, have fun and good luck.